Can you imagine doing this, like, in the middle of a battle? You're just like, yeah, let me screw my balls into place before you kill me.
Big on, winch!
Good day, sires. And whatever the lady equivalent for sires is. Today, we have traveled back in time to a time when guns look stupid. Now, no, I know what you're thinking. This is not an umbrella handle. This is a gun, okay? This is a .44 caliber Pedersoli Derringer. Now, this is a replica gun. I don't have a real Derringer because these guns are from like the 1800s, and I don't got that kind of money, guys. But I saw this on the internet a few weeks ago and it was like $90, so I figured why not? Plus, since this is a black powder gun, I could ship this right to my door, so I didn't have to pay like an FFL transfer fee. So that's always a plus. It was a little scary sending a gun to my doorstep, but my dog's not dead yet, so we're good. All right, so like I said, this is a replica of a Derringer that you'd find in probably the mid 1800s. Now, I believe that this is done by a company named Pedersoli, but if I'm being honest, I don't have a whole lot of information on this gun. The website I bought it off of was kind of sketchy, so that's always a good sign. But it is a black powder gun, which means to fire this, I need black powder and percussion caps. Now, something I did not know before buying this gun is that this shit is really expensive. Okay, these don't even exist anymore from what I can tell. I had to buy these off of a gun broker for like 10 times the price that I found them for like retail, so that was really cool. Also, when you buy this shit, you've got to pay a hazmat shipping fee, so this was like $100 for what should have been like a $30 product. Really a good time. Now you might be thinking, August, you have been scammed. This gun does not have a trigger, and I'm gonna be honest, that's what I thought too when I first got this thing. But don't worry, there is a trigger. It's just hidden until you cock it, which I think is pretty cool. Now, what is a gun like this for? So back when these guns were relevant, they were commonly referred to as belly guns or boot guns. Now, from my understanding, there's a few different explanations as to why they were called these things. Boot gun is pretty self-explanatory, but belly gun, there seems to be two camps. Now, I'm pretty uneducated on this stuff, so if you know more, please let me know. But the term belly gun seems to refer to a gun that you would have on your belly region, or a gun that you would stick in a person's belly when you're fighting them as sort of a last resort. Because as I'm sure you could imagine, a gun like this is not gonna be super duper accurate, or at least that's what they say. Maybe gun manufacturers just don't want us to go back to black powder so they can keep raking in the big bucks, so we're gonna test that today. But as did all guns in this era, this gun shoots little lead balls. This is a .44 caliber lead ball, and when you combine this with a percussion cap and the right amount of black powder and a person who knows how to actually operate this gun, you get to shoot it. Now, I haven't actually shot this gun yet as of filming this because I like to go into these videos with as little information as possible. I think that's a good way to do content. I think it makes it a little bit more entertaining for you guys, but hopefully I can make it through this video with all my fingers. So what we're gonna be doing first is a little bit of a range test. I wanna see how far away I can hit a target with this gun. I don't think that section of the video is gonna take too long because it's probably not very far. And then we're gonna shoot this at some ballistic gel because I wanna see what this would do to you if you were a pirate in the 1800s or something. So let's find out. Okay, so before we shoot it, we've gotta load it. And, oh my God, okay, ignore that please. So you're supposed to have some sort of device to funnel the black powder into the chamber here. But I don't have one of those. So what I do have is a pet insurance pamphlet from Costco, and I'm sure that does about the same thing. So from what I understand, I need to fill this right to the rim here, and then I will put a ball right on top like that, and then I will screw this down over top it. This is not gonna work too well because as you might have noticed, it's a little windy. So let's see if we can do this somewhat gracefully. Okay, I haven't actually opened this yet, and my first thought was to sniff it, but I bet that's a bad idea. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I really should have planned this out a little bit better. I'm sure this is fine though. I'm sure this is how they did it back in the olden days. I'm gonna make a little funnel here, and then I'm just gonna pour this into there like that. Okay, I don't know how much we're gonna need. I'm gonna start with less than I think. Let me get down and up close and personal with this bitch. Let me get this nice and tight. Okay, and then just funnel her in. Okay, this is spilling. We're having some spillage. That's fine. That's normal. I'm sure they spilt a lot back in the day. Okay, that looks like a pretty good amount. I'm gonna put just a touch more. Okay, so I don't know how well this is gonna pick up on the camera, but you can see it's just to the rim before the threads start to kind of come into play. And that's what I saw on all the videos that I watched, so I'm gonna assume that the old men who do this know what they're doing. And then, from my understanding, I just take a ball, okay, put this here, and then I will screw the barrel on top. Can you imagine doing this shit, like, in the middle of a battle? You're just like, yeah, let me screw my fucking balls into place before you kill me. Okay, so, now that we've done that, we're gonna take a percussion cap. Okay, so these are just little copper caps that allow for the ignition of the powder to take place. So I'm gonna cock this, half cock it. I'm gonna take the percussion cap, and then I'm gonna put it over this little nipple. Now, yes, that is the scientific term for this. Don't giggle, okay? Just gonna put that down. Okay, now this is half cocked. I'm not gonna full cock it yet because I don't have protective gear on yet, but this is an almost ready to fire black powder replica Derringer if YouTube led me to the right place. Let's see how it shoots. All right, so to kind of get an idea of what's gonna happen here, I'm just gonna shoot this into my berm at first. Not gonna try for a target yet. I just wanna see how this operates because I'm a little bit nervous, not gonna lie, but I feel like I've done this correctly. Everything I've seen leads me to believe I have prepared this properly. So let's try it out. All right, so it is now full cocked. Let's go. I'm not nervous, you are. I flinched like a bitch, but that did not work. That worries me a little bit. Back to the drawing board. Okay, so off camera, I was fiddling with it, and I did get it to go off. I think my problem was the percussion cap wasn't on tight enough. Kind of lackluster. I was expecting a bit of a bigger bang, but it's kind of just like a cap gun almost, really. Well, we're gonna load it again, and I'm gonna try to get it to shoot on camera properly this time, okay? All right, take two. Let's see if it works this time. Fuck! Okay, I think what's happening is the cap isn't getting far enough down on the nipple, and I think the hammer's gotta push it down a couple times for it to be enough to go off. So, you know, really, really safe. Basically just fucking gambling every time I pull the trigger, but this is a controlled environment. Don't try this at home. Okay, I think my cameraman may have jumped a little bit, but just ignore that. So that's how it goes. Pretty small. I was expecting this to be like a fucking pirate movie where my arm goes backwards or some shit, but just a little baby gun. Let's see how accurate it is. Okay, so we're probably about 5 feet away from this cardboard target. Let's see what happens. This gun is like very, very small. Like it's smaller than my hand, so I think it's honestly more comfortable to one-hand it, and it adds that swag factor, so you know. It's a win-win. Big on, winch! Fuck. Are you shitting me? This is really safe.
What's up, guys? August in post here. I'm realizing as I'm editing this video that where I thought I was aiming and where I was actually aiming are two completely different places. If you look at my hand here, you can see it's sort of angled downwards. Like if I was holding any other gun, my gun would be pointing downwards. And from my perspective, I thought that's where this gun was pointed. But you can see that my gun is almost completely horizontal while my hand is not. So just keep that in mind going forward because I'm not gonna realize that during the video. I'm just realizing it now. I'm gonna think I'm aiming a lot lower than I actually am during this entire video. So, sorry.
Okay, damn, okay. So, we sent this fucker to the devil. That was a straight headshot. I was aiming like right here. You can see why they call this a belly gun. That's like a foot off where I was aiming. I might have flinched, that's a very real possibility. This thing kind of scares me. So, let's try it again from a similar distance and see if we get similar results. I am fucking spilling shit everywhere. Alrighty, back at 5 feet. I tried to push down really hard on this cap, so hopefully that makes a difference. I don't think it will, but let's see. No. Okay, no, this thing just has an affinity for headshots. It's a heat-seeking missile. That one was lower, right? No, that one was higher. So, this thing is not very accurate, as you might expect. I'm gonna try to go back 10 feet and aim at like the pubic region here, and see if I can get this somewhere center mass. I'm not very hopeful though. I'm gonna be honest, doing this has given me like a newfound Doing this has given me like a whole newfound appreciation for what these fuckers had to go through back in the day. Who was honking when it was all muskets and shit? I mean, I can't imagine being in a war. You get one shot and you're like, all right, give me 15 minutes, man. And we can continue. I think we should go back to this, personally. I think we should make soldiers really think about what they're shooting, you know? Really give them some time to ponder it. Maybe that would be beneficial. I don't know. Probably not. But this shit it's tedious to say the least. It might also be better if I had the proper equipment and not a piece of paper, but you know, that's not important. All right, so we're about 10 feet back now. I'm gonna aim at the wiener region of this cardboard fella. Let's see what happens. Face the blunderbuss, you heretic! Okay, I'm inhaling some shit I should probably not be inhaling. It's quite the cloud. But that's not a bad shot. That would take out your collarbone for sure. You'd definitely get a fucking nasty infection back then from that. You're definitely a goner from that bad boy, so pretty impressive. Let's go further. All right, so we're about 20 feet back. I don't think I'm gonna hit this, but we're gonna try it. One of these times it's gonna go off in the first shot and it's really gonna fucking make me piss my pants. I don't think we hit it. Holy shit! This thing is a heat seeker. It will hit nothing but the head. Is this thing possessed? Is it cursed? Does it have a mind of its own? For aiming at like 3 different spaces, like 3 feet away from each other, this kind of grouping, I'm kind of impressed with myself, I'm not gonna lie. Should we try further? I mean, I guess we might as well keep going until we miss it. Okay, so we're about 30 feet back at this point, and I really think we're just kind of hoping at this sort of distance. But I said that on the last one, so maybe we'll get lucky. Let's find out. I think this is gonna be the one that it goes off on the first shot. I've got a feeling. Avast! Now I think we have reached the limit of the Derringer belly gun here. Pretty impressive though. 3 headshots from up to 20 feet with this thing. That's better than I can do with most guns. So that's pretty impressive. But that's enough cardboard. It's time for ballistic gel. Okay, so we've got what I'll admit is probably a little bit of a janky setup here, but I'm worried that if I sit the gel on the table, I'm just gonna keep either shooting under the table or hitting the table over and over again because it's not very realistic to try and aim with this thing. So I want a bit of a buffer so I can kind of aim in this area and compensate for it wanting to shoot so much higher than where you're pointing it at. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully I can hit this on the first try, but I'm not very confident, okay? We'll see. Okay, so we're like, I don't know, 2 feet, 3 feet away from this. Got the slow-mo running. Gonna see if we can hit it. Not very hopeful if I'm being honest, but hey, you never know. Nope. Uh-oh. Dead center, baby! Okay, so we hit that dead on. Couldn't ask for a better result than that, really. And honestly, probably about what I expected. It looks like it made about, I'd say, a 6 or 7 inch channel through there. Then it kind of rebounded a little bit. Pretty small wound channel through there. You can see the entry wound is very small, like the size of like a BB almost. You can see all the black powder that's spit out of the gun onto the ballistic gel, which is pretty cool. Hopefully, I'm not like a suspect in a murder anytime in these next couple of days, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all this powder off anytime soon. But you can see it spits a lot of powder at the target. So even if you don't put them down, they're probably gonna be pretty confused and inhaling some stuff that is not meant for humans. This might kill you back then, when there's not modern medicine, would probably get the job done, but I don't know how effective this would be today. I know there's like a big community of people who are really into the like black powder guns and stuff. And when I was researching these and when I was going through forum posts, I even found people who carry these, like carry guns like this as their everyday concealed carry, which is kind of funny to me. At that point, why not just carry like a big stick or something? It's probably more effective. Unless you've got mine, which is possessed and only hits headshots. But I don't know how confident I would feel carrying a gun that does this. I guess it's better than nothing, but this is not a better than nothing kind of gun. This is like a very involved kind of gun. You've got to buy like 7 other things to shoot it. You don't just need a gun and bullets. So definitely not practical, but a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun shooting this. I've felt like a true pirate. If you want to act like a pirate or like a poor cowboy from the 1800s, great option. If it's your only thing for self-defense, probably not. All right, well, what did we learn today, people? Mainly, my main takeaway from this is that people in the 1800s were fucking stupid. Why would you use this when you can just make a Glock and you don't have to stuff powder in a ball and do your little twist every time? I don't get it. I don't really know what they were thinking back then. This seems pretty inefficient. Why they couldn't just go and buy an AR-15, I don't really know. But hey, maybe it was a nobler time, back when you really had to make your shots count. Maybe? I don't know. I feel like that's just to cope for having lame technology. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it. This was a fun one to make. I think my main issue here is that I bought number 11 percussion caps, and even though the forums told me that's what I needed, I think this gun actually needs to use number 10 percussion caps. I feel like that's why it took so many strikes at times to make the gun go off. Not 100% sure about that. If you know what I'm doing wrong, please let me know. Let me know if you guys like videos like this, kind of looking at older guns. I know I sure did, and if they weren't so fucking expensive, I probably would do more. But if you guys seem to really like it, I'll make the jump just for you, okay? But yeah, that's really all we've got today. Moral of the story, don't buy a Derringer, buy a Glock. You're welcome. Thanks for watching.